Great. So we literally been in a whistle-stop tour through those 6 steps. I mean, those 6 steps we covered recently in an 8-week course.
Oh,
There was a
yes,
lot of
yes.
detail there. And I remember very fondly, actually, one day you've taken us on a field trip. And that field trip was a recently acquired property in London, in your area. And I got a bit of video footage there. Do you mind just giving us a few bit of commentary on this property? What's special about it? And also, it was an auction or in an auction property. Tell us a little bit more about it. So I got some stuff here.
Yeah, well, it's this is a mixed residential commercial property. It's basically a shop on the ground floor with a flat above. This is it's been empty for a good few years now, about 3 to 5 years. Had some minor fire damage, a little bit. Sort of, you can see broken windows in it and all of this, so quite unloved. The thing that's attractive about this particular property is that it's right by a tube station. You know, so you've got plenty of people walking by. And with commercial property, we hear these days about how many commercial properties on high streets are empty.
Yeah, no, I would be worried about that. So,
and a lot of
so what
people-
attracted you acquiring a commercial property?
Footfall. All I look for is, are there, stand outside the building, how many people walk past? If you see plenty of people walking past at all times of day, then a business would want to rent that. Because no shop wants to take up residence in a building where there's no people walking past.
So actually, I mean, this footage is a bit of a while ago now. You actually managed to secure quite a blue chip tenant. For
Yeah,
that.
we've got a well-known chain of coffee shops in there.
Nice.
Because that's what they want. They want tube stations, footfall, and they've actually started refurbishing and they're opening up in a few weeks.
It's great for you as a landlord as well, of course.
Because with commercial property, that's what adds value. Because again, we talked about, a lot of people think adding value is to do with power tools and physical refurbishment. We talked about an example how you can add value through fixing paperwork, legals. With commercial property, the way to add value is to find a tenant. If you've got an empty shell of a property, it's not worth very much. But if you find a blue chip tenant, which is a chain of coffee shops up and down the country, and you've got them in there on a 15-year lease.
That's a standard
paying,
commercial lease,
yes.
Self-repairing,
they're responsible for
increasing,
repairs, they're responsible for, you give it to them as is, so we haven't done any work to the ground floor shop. They are going to renovate it with their branding and everything. 5-year rent reviews, they have to insure it, they have to repair it. It's let out for 15 years, rents go up every 5 years. Now, that putting in a tenant like that adds significant value to those premises.
When I look at that, Ranjan, it looks like you need quite a bit of experience to do something of that magnitude for me, yeah? As you said, the property looked unloved, a bit of fire damage, empty for years. And it was supposed to appear in an auction, but you got it in a special way.
Actually, I would say that it's a fairly easy to do deal, which most people can do, because from start to finish, that's a 3-month deal.
Amazing.
It's not like some of my planning permissions and they take
took-
years.
yeah.
This is a 3-month deal from start to finish.
Because you didn't reconfigure the building,
No.
it was commercial downstairs.
Because it's
flat
essentially
upstairs.
saying, okay, you've got an empty shop, but it's in an area of high demand, so it should be easy to let because of the footfall. And we let that within a week. Upstairs
Amazing.
is just a 3-bedroom flat. New bathroom, new kitchen, laminate floors,
Stuff you
paint,
do every day
decorating.
after week. Yeah.
What's the complication of that?
So what's special about this property as well? You told me that not every property makes it to auction. I mean, I remember going to an auction and the lot I wanted to bid for, they said sold prior.
Yes.
What's all that about?
You know, this is what the savvy investors do. This is what the serious players do, because when you've gone to the effort of identifying a bargain in the catalogue, a real killer of a deal, actually the last thing you want to do is go to auction and bid in an
Against
open
the
room,
Yeah.
you know, and have someone else bid against you and win it. If you can win that property before the day of the sale and cut out the auction process, that's actually the best outcome for you. So yes, you work out what the maximum price you're going to pay, and if you can get the vendor to accept it before the day of the sale, it's a home run.
And that's what you've done in that case.
In that case, yes.
You've done it more than once.
More than once, yes. The
Excellent.
thing is, when I first started trying to do this, I wasn't very successful. And I got to understand where the auctioneer is coming from. The auctioneer does not want to sell many properties pre the auction. Because if you think about it, if they've got a catalogue of 90 lots and half of them are sold prior, it makes for a very boring sale.
That's true.
There's
Lot
no
5
buzz.
to 20. Go
Yeah,
on.
sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah. Sorry for coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for turning up, but it's not going to be an exciting sale. So they want to discourage more than just a handful of lots going that way. And I used to find I'd ring up the auctioneer, I'd make an offer to them, and I wouldn't hear anything back, and they're trying to act as a gateway, if you like, a barrier to me from getting that offer accepted. Now, the thing is, the trick that I'll share with people is that in these catalogues, in every auction catalogue, along with the lots is listed the vendor's solicitor. So what I do is I put the offer, and I've got a template for this, which is a very simple template for this. You make the offer in writing, and you send it to the auctioneer by fax. I still like faxes rather than emails. Faxes, send it by fax, and you
to the auctioneer,
to the auctioneer, and you CC it, you copy it to the vendor's solicitor. Now that way, the vendor's solicitor is duty bound to act in the best interest of his or her client.
That means he has to show this.
Yes.
The auctioneer might not, but
the auctioneer might not want to, but the vendor's solicitor will send the offer to the seller, and the auctioneer has no choice but to partake in the process.
That's very good.
So from the time I started doing that, I started to have
higher success rate.
In fact, before doing it in that way, I never had success making pre-auction offers.
That's a really good tip. Because the auctioneers were just not interested in passing it on, because why would they?
Not interested, or procrastinate, or pretend to be, or whatever it is. I don't know why I wasn't successful.
Interesting.
But copy the vendor solicitor, they're always brought in the loop from day one.
Ranjan, it's been an amazing interview. I learned so much. I always do when we talk about property investing, life and all that. But I think what I really wanted out of this interview is that people watching us and listening to us, that we whet their appetites for auctions, that they learn more about property auctions, and to indeed go out there and learn property auction insider secrets directly from Ranjan, who has put some great tips and tricks together. We gave you some stuff today. There's tons more to come, tons more for you to get your hands on. So if you just want to go to our website, propertyauctioninsidersecrets.com, and you can learn a lot more about how to make property auctions work for you. Daniel Wagner here, having had a great time in the studio with Ranjan Bhattacharya, saying goodbye.